Are we sure this is a car? Let's find out. Hello everybody, the Brickologist here with another LEGO Speed Champion set review. Today we have set number 76923, Lamborghini Lambo V12 Vision Gran Turismo. That is a mouthful of a set name. This set retails for about $27 US, contains 230 pieces, and here is a front look at your box. The back of the box shows off some more angles of the actual car in the real world, and of course the LEGO set itself. This set includes one instruction manual with 84 pages of building, and there is a single advertisement at the back for the same set, and also the Mercedes-AMG 2-pack that I need to pick up. 230 pieces later, the set is now complete. If you know the Speed Champions line, you know the drill. You get the car and you get one single minifigure. Let's get that figure out of the way here first. So far as Speed Champions minifigures go, this one looks pretty good. I think the torso printing could have used a little bit more texture, but other than that, I like this quite a bit, and I love how the colors perfectly match the actual car included with this set. Underneath the helmet, you do get a face and additional hairpiece for your driver. She has a long blonde ponytail. From the back, she also gets a double-sided face and a good back print, and is holding a wrench, as with every other Speed Champions driver. And here is the Lamborghini Lambo V12 Vision Gran Turismo. I'm probably just gonna call this thing the Lambo for the rest of this video, because I do not feel like saying that name this entire time, and it is one striking automobile. If this thing were in black, I think it could pass as the Batmobile. This is truly a wild looking design, like something out of a sci-fi movie, and I kinda dig it, but I also don't really get my usual Speed Champions fix building a car this bizarre. We can start off at the front here. These are stickers. I was able to line those up pretty well. Everything else you see at the front though is printed, including this, the Lamborghini logo, these pieces on the side, and the hubcaps on the wheel. All of that looks pretty nice, and I like this design. And this is the cockpit, which is one of the most crazy parts about this entire build. Normally, Speed Champions cockpits are just a single piece you pop off. It's easy peasy. This is way more complicated. First off, the piece they're using, an old Nexonites piece, is very odd, something we've never actually seen on a Speed Champions cockpit. And the way this opens up is actually twofold. You have to raise this piece, and then you have this part as well. If you push forward on the nose, that comes up to reveal the interior, which is incredibly flat. There's not a whole lot going on inside there. They do use the bucket top piece for the handlebars, and let me show you how you put a minifigure inside this car. Take your driver, you put her very carefully down in here, and she has to lay down pretty flat, and then this piece goes over top, and this goes over top of her, and now she is inside the Lambo itself, and it's a pretty good look. You can kind of slightly see her through the windscreen. What a crazy cockpit design. That would be cool on like a LEGO Star Wars set. For a Speed Champions set, it's really unexpected and really neat. Working our way down towards the middle of the vehicle, this thing has such a strange shape. It's almost insectoid-like to me, which frankly I dig, and I love the color scheme. The blue at the front throws me off a bit, but the black, the gold, and kind of this olive green go seamlessly together. The angles back here are all spectacular, continuing on to the top of the car itself. However, all of these details, for the most part with the exception of these on the spoiler, are stickers, and some of them are quite the weird shape or really small. It gets pretty annoying putting all of those on. Easily the worst sticker offender are these at the very back. Those are so skinny and were really hard to put on. LEGO, you need to print stuff like that. While I really enjoyed the shaping of the spoiler back here, these kind of exhaust ports for the vehicle use some cool pieces, don't get me wrong, but they're attached on kind of loosely, and they love to kind of go out of control anytime you move this vehicle around. So I think back here are where some of the weaknesses of this vehicle reveal themselves. Other than that though, this is a pretty impressive looking design for an incredibly unique car. There's definitely a lot to love about this build. Before I wrap my thoughts up on this exact set, I need to admit something. Now, before I say what I need to admit, I have to also admit that I'm a pretty decent sized guys car fan. I am certainly no expert, but I'm also not a casual either. I like cars, and normally when LEGO reveals a new Speed Champion set, I'm like, oh yeah, I know exactly what that car is. In this instance, I saw this and I was like, what is that? I've never seen that car in my life. I've never heard of that car. And then I looked it up and I'm just like, what on earth even is this thing? I like cars. I like supercars. I like Lamborghinis. But frankly, I prefer older Lamborghinis and older supercars like the Countach, which is one of my favorite Speed Champion sets they've ever made. This is not my particular cup of tea. That being said, I think LEGO did a very impressive job bringing this car to life in LEGO form. Especially at this scale, I couldn't even begin to think about trying to design this set in such a small minifigure scale compatible build, so I have to tip my hat to the LEGO designers actually pulling this off. It's not my favorite Speed Champion set they've ever made, and there definitely are some flaws here, but overall, it's a really commendable effort. Frankly, one of my biggest complaints has to be the value of this set. They have raised the Speed Champion's price to $27 this year, which I just think is ridiculous. I already ranted about that in a previous review in March. However, this one in particular only has 230 pieces, so it's not even close to being 10 cents per piece, and the build itself is noticeably smaller than your average Speed Champion set. Here it is compared to the Audi that came out in March, and that one is way bulkier and way bigger. So I think this set is a letdown in terms of price. So there certainly are some components of this set that don't quite work, but I also think it's a fairly impressive LEGO model. That's why I've settled on the rating of a 7.5 out of 10 that feels like a fair assessment of all the factors contributed here. What do you all think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Thank you all so much for watching today's review. Have a great rest of your day. Peace out. God bless. Bye-bye.